Hello, good morning dear students. Welcome to Interactive Virtual Class Nagaland once again. So students, we will continue with the chapter light. Alright, so let us see. In a previous class we have discussed about the structure of our eyes. Yes, so let us see here. Okay, so here we see a school, and here we see a teacher teaching about agriculture to the students. Yes, students, we see here a number of students sitting inside the classroom. Now, you must have also observed in your own class that all the students in the class, okay, they have different visual ability. Yes, some students can see clearly even from the back, while some students cannot see clearly, so they have to sit in the front. Yes, so here we see that one of the students here in this classroom as well, okay, we see that he cannot see the word agriculture written on the board clearly. It's appearing to be blurred to this student. Yes, so here the teacher called the students to come and sit in the front. So now when he goes to the front seat, here we see that the word agriculture is now clear to these students. He can see the word agriculture clearly. Yes, so there are some defects in our eyes. Okay, there are some defects. So we will discuss about the defects of human eye. Okay, let us see. So here we have an object. Yes, and we have discussed in a previous class that the image formed in our eyes is located on the retina. Yes, so this is for the normal eye. Okay, we see that image form is located on the retina. The light is focused at retina, so image form is located at retina. Now the first kind of defects we will discuss is this one. Here we see that light is focused in front of retina. Yes, we see that light is focused here. Yes, students. So we see that light is focused here. Light is not focused on the retina. So in this case, light focused in front of retina, and the image form is appearing blur. Yes, the image form is blur. So this is the first type of defects. Okay, let us see. This type of defects can be corrected by using concave lens. Now when we use concave lens, we see that this type of defects is corrected. Now the image is, okay, the light is focused on the retina, image form is located at retina. So this type of defects, okay, this type of defects of human eye is known as myopia, okay, or short-sightedness. Okay, so this is the first type of defects that we are discussing today. That is myopia. Okay, so we have seen that in myopia the distant object appears blurred. Okay, remember this, students, in myopia the person, okay, having these defects, okay, defect, that is myopia, can see the nearby object clearly, okay, can see the nearby object clearly, but the distant object appears blurred. Okay, so the people who have, okay, myopia can see the nearby objects clearly but cannot see the distant object clearly, because the distant object will appear blur. Okay, in this defect the image form is in front of retina. Image form in front of retina. We have seen that image is formed in front of retina. So for this type of defects, that is myopia, the distant object appears blur, an image form in front of retina. So what could be the reason? The reason for, okay, myopia is excessive curvature of the eye lens and elongation of the eyeball. Correction. Okay, this defect, that is myopia defect, can be corrected by using concave lens. And the power of the glasses used is represented by a minus sign. So here when you go for checkup, your doctor, okay, will give you this, and you will see the readings of the power of the glasses, right? So here we see minus. So minus means, okay, it is for correcting myopia, okay, the defects of myopia. Alright students, we have the first question for today. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, in a person with myopia, the image of a distant object is formed, okay, option A, behind the retina, option B, on the retina, option C, in front of the retina, option D, on the cornea. So we have four options. I'm giving you 20 seconds to respond to this question. Your time starts now. In a person with myopia, the image of a distant object is formed, okay, behind the retina, on the retina, in front of the retina, on the cornea. So which of the following option is the correct answer? Alright students, your time is up, and yes, good. The correct answer is option C, that is in front of the retina. Okay, in a person with myopia, the image of a distant object is formed in front of the retina. Alright students, let us proceed. The next type of defects of human eye, let us see. Okay, here we see the image, okay, the light is focused behind the retina. So image form is behind the retina. So here light focus behind retina. And this type of defects can be corrected by using convex lens. Okay. Now when we use convex lens, we see that the image form is on the retina. Yes. So here by use of convex lens, we can correct this type of defects. And this type of defects of human eye is known as hypermetropia, okay, or farsightedness. This type of defects is known as hypermetropia. In hypermetropia, nearer objects appear blurred. Okay, so in hypermetropia, the person can see, okay, far object clearly, but the nearer objects appear blurred. Alright, an image form behind the retina. Okay, so this is in case of hypermetropia. Correction. Okay, hypermetropia, this defect can be corrected by use of convex lens, and the power of the glasses used is represented by plus sign. So here we see the plus sign. Yes, so this means that this lens is for correcting hypermetropia defect. So if you go to an eye hospital to get tested for vision defects, the doctor gives you a prescription that contains some information regarding type of lens to be used to correct your vision. Okay, so when it is negative, that means it is for correcting myopia. When it is positive, then it is for correcting hypermetropia. Alright students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, which of the following is a common symptom of hypermetropia? Option A, blurred vision of distant objects. Option B, clear vision for nearby objects. Option C, blurred vision for nearby objects. Option D, sensitivity to light. So we have four options. I'm giving you 25 seconds to respond to this question. Your time starts now. Which of the following is a common symptom of hypermetropia? Blurred vision of distant objects, clear vision for nearby objects, blurred vision of nearby objects, sensitivity to light. Yes, students? Alright, students, your time is up, and yes, good. The correct answer for this question is option C, that is blurred vision of nearby objects. Okay, hypermetropia, okay, also known as farsightedness, can see distant object clearly, but the nearby object appears blurred. Okay, so the correct answer is option C, blurred vision of nearby objects. Alright, let us see. Okay, here we see an old man trying to read, okay, something from the book. Now old age people cannot read properly. Do you know why? Let us find out. Okay, so there is another defects of human eye. Here this is the healthy young eye. Okay, we can see the nearby object clearly, we can also see the distant object clearly. But in case of old eye, okay, here we see that they cannot see the letters, okay, or the words written in the book properly. So this is another type of defects known as presbyopia. Okay, so presbyopia is kind of farsightedness. Okay, it's kind of farsightedness. Farsightedness meaning they can see, okay, the distant object clearly, but the near object appears to be blurred, or they cannot see the nearby object clearly. So presbyopia is kind of farsightedness. The reason for presbyopia is lens loses its elasticity and becomes rigid. So this is in case of old people. Okay, so most of aged people, okay, old age people, they find it difficult to see nearby objects comfortably and distinctly without corrective eyeglasses. This defect is called presbyopia. So this is another defect of human eye. This presbyopia, it arises due to the gradual weakening of the ciliary muscles and diminution flexibility of the eye lens. So this is the reason for the presbyopia. Alright students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, what is the main cause of presbyopia? Okay, we have four options. Option A is loss of flexibility of the eye's lens. Option B, increased curvature of the cornea. Option C, decreased fluid in the eye. Option D, excessive pressure inside the eye. So we have four options. I'm giving you 20 seconds to respond to this question. Your time starts now. What is the main cause of presbyopia? Yes, students, we have four options. So which of the following option is the correct answer? Alright students, your time is up, and yes, very good. The correct answer for this question is option A, that is loss of flexibility of the eye lens. Okay, the main cause of presbyopia is loss of flexibility of the eye lens. Very good. Now, let us see. Taking care of our eyes. How do we take care of our eyes? What should we do and what should we not do? Okay, the do's and don'ts, some of the do's and don'ts, or how should we take care of our eyes. Let us see some of the points. Okay, so the first point is wash eyes regularly, at least thrice or 4 times a day. Okay, so this is the first point. Wash eyes regularly, at least thrice or 4 times a day. The second is maintain a distance of about 25 centimeter between the book and the eyes. Okay, now whenever you are reading a book or whenever you are using a cell phone or watching a TV, maintain at least, okay, a distance of 25 centimeter between the object and your eyes. The third point we have here is, we see that a person is using a computer. Yes, and here we see the teachers are also watching the students, and the students are also watching the teacher teaching them. Yes, so the third point is, don't give continuous strain and stress to the eyes. Okay, don't give continuous strain. Take a breath. Okay, don't stare at the book or on the board continuously for a long time. Okay, give a break to your eyes, take rest, blink. Okay, don't give continuous strain and stress to the eyes. This is the third point. The next point we have is, take fresh green leafy vegetables and carrots, etc. in your food. Okay, take fresh green leafy vegetables and carrots, etc. in your food. The next point we have is, always read under good lighting. Okay, sometimes we tend to read, okay, we struggle, even when we are struggling, we tend to read books under dim light. Yes, so avoid that. Okay, always read under good lighting. The next we have is, don't rub eyes when dust falls in the eyes. Okay, don't rub your eyes when dust falls in the eyes, or when some small objects enter your eyes. Do not rub your eyes. Instead, remove dust by washing eyes with water or blowing air. Okay, so don't rub your eyes when dust falls in the eyes. Instead, remove it by washing your eyes with water or blowing air. So taking care of our eyes. Okay, whenever there is lightning, when there is solar eclipse, gas welding sparks, okay, avoid direct exposure to lightning, gas welding sparks, eclipse, etc. Okay, avoid direct exposure to these things. The next we have is, consult an eye specialist whenever vision related problem occurs. Okay, consult an eye specialist whenever vision related problem occurs. Our eyes are very sensitive, so we have to be extra careful in taking care of our eyes. Alright students, so we have discussed some of the points, okay, on taking care of our eyes. We have another question waiting for us. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, which of the following is a good habit for maintaining healthy eyes? Okay. Option A is taking frequent breaks while using screens. Option B, reading in dim light. Option C, rubbing eyes when they itch. Option D, watching TV closely. So we have 4 options. I'm giving you 25 seconds to respond to this question. Your time starts now. Which of the following is a good habit for maintaining healthy eyes? Option A is taking frequent breaks while using screens. Option B, reading in dim light. Option C, rubbing eyes when they itch. Option D, watching TV closely. Alright students, your time is up. Now let us analyze, okay, each point one by one. Let's start from option D, watching TV closely. So is it a good habit? No, right? We have seen that we must maintain at least a distance of 25 centimeter. So this is not a good habit. This is not a good habit. Rubbing eyes when they itch. No, rubbing eyes is also not a good habit, right? Reading in a dim light. Okay, reading in a dim light is also not a correct way to take care of our eyes, to maintain healthy eyes. So option B, C, D are not healthy, okay, are not a good habit for maintaining healthy eyes. So the correct answer for this question is option A, that is taking frequent breaks while using screens. So option A is the correct answer. Alright students, so let us see here. We have here Louis Braille. Okay, Louis Braille is a blind person, but he developed a device which is used, okay, a resource which is used or which helps the visually challenged person to read and write. And here we see Helen Keller. Okay, Helen Keller. So Helen Keller is an author. She is a lecturer. Okay, so she is also a visually impaired person. The next we see is here our own Indian people. Okay, Diwakar. He is a blind person, but he is a great singer and he is also a CBSE topper. Okay, so our question is, how do blind people read and write? Okay, or how are the blind people able to read and write? How are they able to walk? Yes, students, we see that there are some persons who are visually challenged. They cannot see. Okay, they are blind. So how are they able to read and write? Or how are they able to walk? So let us see. Okay, So here we have the Braille system. Okay, this Braille system is the most common resource, okay, for visually impaired people. Okay, this Braille system is the most common resource which helps the visually impaired people, the blind people, to read and write, okay, and to do other activities. So let us see, coming back to this person, that is Louis Braille. Okay, Louis Braille lives from 1809 to 1852. So Louis Braille was a blind child. Okay, he was a blind child. Now as the years pass by, okay, he keeps on working and he developed the Braille system. Okay, he developed the Braille system. So here we have the simplified night writing system, and this is the Braille system. So let us see this. Okay, Braille, he published Braille code, which helps the visually challenged person to read and write. Okay, so let us see. He also became a teacher to help the visually challenged person, okay, or the visually impaired people, the blind people. He became a teacher to teach the blind people to read and write. Okay, so he also became a teacher. So here we see the Braille code. Okay, this is the Braille system. Let us see here. So this is the Braille cell. So here we see examples of Braille cell. Now this is the Braille system. Okay, we see that there are different pattern. Yes, so in Braille system, okay, there are 63 dot patterns. Okay, in Braille system there are 63 dot patterns, and using this system, okay, the visually challenged person, the blind person, okay, with the help of this system, they read and write. So here we see that each code, okay, each pattern indicates one letter. So first, the visually challenged person are taught this letter by letter. Okay, the pattern for A, pattern for B, pattern for C. It's different for all the letters. So the visually challenged person are first taught the letters. Then they are also taught how to combine them and make it into words. We also have the numbers and the symbols like full stop, comma, hashtag. So there are 63 dot patterns in the Braille system. Now this Braille system is now used all over the world. Okay, all over the world to help the visually challenged person. Okay, there is Braille code for common languages, for mathematics, for science. Okay, most of the Indian languages can also be taught using Braille system. Okay, so this Braille system was adopted in 1932. It was published, okay, it was developed and published by Braille, okay, who became a teacher to teach the visually impaired persons or the visually impaired people. And this Braille system was adopted in 1932, and it is now used all over the world to help the visually impaired person to read and write. All right. This Braille code can be produced by hand or by machine. Okay. Typewriter-like devices and printing machines have developed. Here we see a person using a Braille system to learn, okay, how to read and write. Now when you observe this carefully, okay, we see that the dots are raised a little higher. Yes, this is to make the person, the visually impaired person, okay, to make it easier for them to touch, to read and write. Okay, so patterns when embossed on Braille sheets help visually challenged to recognize words by touching. So they will recognize the letter. Okay, they will recognize the letter, then they will recognize the word, and that is how, using this Braille code, okay, by using this Braille codes, the visually impaired people, they learn how to read and write. Here we see that there is a visually challenged person here walking by the side of the road. right? So it also helps them to walk. And here we see, okay, it helps the blind people in general. It does not only helps them to read and write, but it also helps them, okay, to walk, okay, and to do other activities. So this is about Braille, okay. All right, students, we have now, if you remember, we have also some blind, okay, Indian people, some visually challenged Indian people who have great achievements, okay, like Diwakar, okay, he is blind, but he became a great singer. Yes, students. And we have Ravindra Jain. He's also blind, but he becomes a great singer, a great composer. Okay, so this braille system, okay, has helped the visually challenged person, okay, the visually challenged person to read and write and to achieve great things in their life, even though they are visually challenged. Okay, all right, students. So in today's class, okay, we have discussed about the defects of human eye. Yes, if you remember, the first defect that we have discussed is myopia. Yes, myopia, also known as the short-sightedness. Yes, this is the first defect that we have discussed. Now in myopia, okay, the person, okay, having this defect, okay, can see the nearby object clearly but cannot see the distant object clearly. The distant object appears blur, okay, and the image will be formed in front of retina, okay, image formed in front of retina. We have seen the correction for this myopia. The defect myopia can be corrected by the use of concave lens. Yes, and the power of the glass used is represented by minus sign. The second type of defects that we discussed today was hypermetropia or farsightedness. So for this defect, okay, the person can see distant object clearly but cannot see nearby object clearly. The nearby object appears blur, okay, and in this case the image is formed behind retina. Correction: hypermetropia can be corrected by making use of the convex lens, and the power of the glass is represented by plus sign. Okay, the next type of defects that we discussed was presbyopia. Yes, presbyopia is a kind of farsightedness. It is the difficulty, okay, to read the nearby objects comfortably and distinctly, and this is observed in all age people, okay. And this presbyopia, it arises due to the weakening of ciliary muscles and the diminishing flexibility of the eye lens. All right, so these are the three types of defects that we discussed today. The first is myopia or short-sightedness. The second is hypermetropia or farsightedness, and the third is presbyopia. We have also discussed on how to take care of our eyes. Yes, we have discussed some points. The first point is wash your eyes regularly, at least 3 or 4 times a day. That is the first point. The second point is maintain a distance of at least 25 centimeter between the object, okay, maybe TV, book, and your eyes. Okay, maintain a distance of 25 centimeter. The third point is don't give continuous strain or stress to your eyes. Take a break, okay, take frequent breaks. The fourth point is take fresh green leafy vegetables, carrots, etc. The fifth point is always read, okay, under good lighting. Whenever you are reading a book, okay, whenever you are studying, read under good lighting. The sixth point is, okay, when dust fall into your eyes, do not rub your eyes. Instead, okay, remove the dust by washing your eyes or by air blowing. Okay, the next point is the sixth point. Avoid direct exposure to lightning, okay, the sparks from the welding and eclipse. Okay, avoid direct exposure. And the last point that we discussed in taking care of our eyes is consult, okay, an eye specialist whenever there is vision related problem. Okay, consult an eye specialist whenever there is a visual related problem. Then we have discussed about this Braille system. It was developed and published by Louis Braille. Yes, it has 67 dot patterns. Okay, it's different for each letter A, B, C, D. The pattern is different for each letter. So this Braille code, it helps the visually challenged person to read and write. It also helps them to walk. Yes, students. So we have discussed these things in our today's class. We have seen that using this Braille system, it has also helps many visually challenged persons to achieve different things in their life. For example, we have discussed about Louis Braille is one example. He was blind, he was a visually challenged person, but he still worked hard. He still developed this Braille system for other blind people to read and write. We have Helen Keller. She is an author. She is a lecturer. Yes, we have Diwakar. Then we have Ravindra Jain, who are great Indian singer. So with the help of this Braille system, it has helped many blind or visually challenged person to achieve great things in life. All right, students. So I hope you are clear with what we have discussed today. Yes, students. So this leads us to the last question for today. Please get your rough devices ready and respond to this question. Okay. The question is, how do you feel about today's class? I'm giving you 25 seconds. Your time starts now. Yes, students. How do you feel about today's class? Alright, students, your time is up. Thank you so much for your response and thank you for joining today's class. I will see you again in our next class. Till then, take care everyone and have a nice day.